Today on StockCharts In Focus, we're talking about one of my personal favorite resources on the site, the sector summary. Now, a lot of people know this as a great analysis tool to help you kind of get a sense of what's happening in the markets one level down at the sector level. But actually, there's a lot more to this page, and it's a fantastic stock picking tool. There's a lot that you can do with this page to find leading stocks in leading industry groups in leading sectors. So we're going to show you how it works, dive into that page, and show you how to get the most out of the sector summary tool. Plus, we're taking a look at some special content that's going on right now on StockCharts TV with our year-end special Reflections 2020. And we're going to talk about the final days of our holiday special. Right now, you can get 3 free months of StockCharts. We'll show you how. So, you know the drill. It's all new. It's all here. It's StockCharts In Focus. All right, my friends, welcome to the show, StockCharts In Focus. Every Friday, of course, our product focus show, helping you get more out of stock charts. That is our mission here, making sure that you know everything that's going on around the site and that you can take full advantage of all our tools and features. My name is Grayson Roze. I'm the Vice President of Operations here at StockCharts. And thank you for joining me. This is a fun one to do because I get to share a little insight into how I use stock charts personally in my own approach to the markets, which is always fun. So today, as I mentioned, we're going to be doing the sector summary tool, a fantastic tool, one that I always point people to. A lot of people use it, like I mentioned in the intro, as sort of an analysis tool to help them get a sense of what's happening in the markets. But this page really does have a lot of powerful features to it. You can actually drill down through the sector summary page to get even deeper into the industry groups and the stocks within each sector. So we're going to show you how it works, and it's going to be a fun one. I think you're really going to get a lot out of the sector summary tool, maybe even one that you're going to incorporate into your workflow. So let's get going. Now, of course, here we are on the members dashboard. I want to show you a couple of different ways to get to the sector summary. You'll notice that I configured my dashboard with the sector summary over here in the top right corner. We did an episode of StockCharts In Focus all about the dashboard a couple of weeks ago, but this page is actually pretty customizable. So when you set this up, if you're a StockCharts member, you're going to know this page. It's the first one you see when you log in. By the way, if you're a free user, you might be a little confused because this is actually a page you don't get access to. The members dashboard reserved only for people that have a StockCharts membership. So we're going to talk at the end of the show about how you can sign up right now to get up to 3 free months of StockCharts, special deal going on. But we'll get into that later. So right now from the dashboard, what you can see is that I've added the sector summary on my dashboard over here in the top right corner. I've done that by going up to this little more link here, and I open up that menu, and these are the different options that you can do in each one of these panels. So I've personally selected sector summary as the top right panel. I like to have that right next to the market overview because at one glance, it kind of gives me a sense of what's happening. And you'll notice that if I scroll down this page, I've got the next level with sort of all the stocks that are moving the market and things that are happening. So I have market overview, then sector summary, and into the stock level on my dashboard. But I've set this up with the sector summary here in the top right corner. And when you do that, you get a little link to it at the bottom of that panel. So that's a great way to make sure you can get to the sector summary really, really easily. If you put it on your dashboard as one of those configurable panels, you can always get to it right there with that sector summary link. But there are a couple other ways to get to it that I want to point out. One is in the member tools section. You also have a link over here if you scroll down to the summary pages section. This is a listing of all our different summary pages, symbol summary, market summary, and of course, sector summary right there. We sort of organized this from top down. So sector summary does have a link there in the member tools section. If you're a free user of the site though, or if you're a member, actually one of the pages that I like to point members to even is our charts and tools page. You go up to the top left of stock charts, any page, hit charts and tools. And this is really a great directory of everything that's on StockCharts. So you'll notice that we have a couple links on this page to sector summary as well. We've got the summary pages group again over here. So you've got a link to it right there. And then down the page a little further, we do have a summary pages section, again, with a link to sector summary. So tons of different options. Really, no matter where you are on the site, it's pretty easy to get to this sector summary page. So this gives you a quick little description of what it does. It allows you to drill down into the S&P sector ETFs and go from that sector level into the industry group level and the stock level within. So sort of a three-tiered approach here with this sector summary. So let's jump over to it right now, and I'm going to show you how it works. Now, a lot of people have probably seen this kind of view where we're just giving sort of a performance summary of what the 11 S&P sectors are doing. And this is how most people use this page. They come here, maybe they sort this by, it's sorted by percent change by default, but maybe they sort it by scooter. That's something that Dave Keller and I do. I think Greg Schnell does that a lot too. Looking at the scooter rankings for the 11 S&P sectors to sort of see, which ones are strong, which ones are leading. So that's one way to look at this page. You can sort it by something like the scooter. But what I really like to do is come over here. I'm going to sort this by percent change again. We'll do that in that way. What I like to do is come up to this period menu here, okay? And I like to look at a 6-month view, start with that, and sort of note the positioning. I like to note which sectors are where, what's been working, what's been lagging. So we can see that on a 6-month view, energy has been actually the only sector in the red over the last 6 months. Quite a laggard there over a little bit longer period. But we've got materials and industrials and technology up top. Discretionary has been strong over the last 6 months. Really a lot of strength out of a whole bunch of sectors. So I'll sort of take note of where things are mentally in my mind when I put up this 6-month view. Then I'll go down and I'll switch it to a 3-month view, and I'll sort of note what's changed, what's moved around on those different time frames. The one that stands out clearly is energy, jumping up to actually be the highest performing sector over the last 3 months as of this recording. So really jumping up, from the bottom of the list there in the 6-month view up to the top in our 3-month view. So it's interesting to note those kinds of things. But we've got financials moving up a little bit, materials moving down a little bit, technology still kind of floating around 3, 4, sort of in that same range. So then I'll take this one step further, and again, I'll sort of note mentally where things are, what's working, what isn't, and I'll go down to that 1-month view. Now, this is where I'll actually start drilling into specific sectors. So on this view, over the last 1 month, we can see energy still leading. Technology has actually kind of come back a little bit. We've seen technology come back into play a little bit more over the last 1 month. And so in my mind, I've noticed technology floating around kind of at the top of that 6, 3, and 1 month view, and actually moving up a little bit, sort of from the 4th position now to the 2nd position over the last 1 month. Energy, obviously, another one that's jumped up quite a lot. So both of those are sort of candidates that I'm going to sort of consider drilling into. For the sake of today, let's look at technology, because I love that strength that we've seen over 6, 3, and 1 month. So this is where this page gets pretty interesting. When I click on the technology sector name, I'm going to drill into that sector. Now, you do have charting icons over here, by the way, to access all the different tools. So if you wanted to pull up a sharp chart or an ACP chart or gallery view, any of those tools for any of these ETFs, you do have those sort of create a chart options over here. But when I click the name of the fund, I'm going to go one level down. So now where we are in the sector summary, we've drilled into XLK, the technology sector, and we've gone into the industry group level. So what we're looking at now are the Dow Jones industry groups that sort of sit within that technology sector. So this gives us kind of one layer down. What are the more specific, more narrow groups that are working within that sector that's working? So again, we can do the same thing. We can start with 6 months. We can see sort of what's hot, what's not. Renewables and computer hardware both sitting sort of at the top of that list. 3 month, we can see renewables still sitting up there. Electronic equipment moving up a little bit. Computer hardware actually moving down the list. So that's interesting to note. But continued strength out of renewables. So that's interesting to see. And 1 month, we can see computer hardware actually coming back up. Renewables still sitting at the top of that list. A huge gain over the last 1 month out of renewables. So for me, I might want to drill into computer hardware here because we've seen it kind of get kicked down the list and then get kicked back up. So over a little bit shorter period of time, over 1 month, computer hardware starting to strengthen again. I'm interested to see what's happening in that industry group. So again, we've got our charting icons over here, but when I click the name of the industry group, we're going to drill down one level further. So I click that, and now we've actually drilled into the computer hardware industry group. So it's really easy to go from that sector level into the industry groups and then down to the stocks within. Now, think about what you're doing there. We found one of the strongest sectors, then we found one of the strongest industry groups within that strong sector. And now what we're looking for are strong stocks within that strong industry group, within that strong sector. That's a great way to find stocks that are really leading in sort of multiple dimensions. It's not just the individual name that's outperforming the market, leading the market, but it's actually the industry group and the sector that are leading. So it's sort of a three-pronged approach to strength there, which is what I like to find. I like to find strength that's a little more robust than just one name sort of floating out there in space on its own. So when we get to this page, what I like to do personally is sort of double sort the table. You can actually do that. You can sort of sort by two things in a lot of our data tables on StockCharts. So I'm going to click Scooter to start. The Scooter is our StockCharts Technical Rank. It's our own proprietary ranking system that gives you a sense of how things are working relative to each other. So each Scooter is actually part of a specific Scooter universe. So we organize stocks and ETFs and actually the Dow Jones industry groups as well into different what we call universes. That's what this U stands for. So for large and mid and small caps, for US ETFs, things like that, we put each one into a bucket, and then we apply the same formula, the same exact Scooter technical ranking formula to everything in that universe. So with one number, you can really compare across a universe and get a sense of technical strength. Anything that's at 0.01 is going to be really, really weak. Anything that's at 99.9 we know is going to be really, really strong on a technical basis. So it's sort of a quick filter. It's an easy way to judge what's working and what isn't. You can also use percent change and things like that, but the Scooter brings in a lot more. It's kind of based on John Murphy's approach to the market. So I really like to use the Scooter to filter names here once I get to that stock level. So again, sector to industry, now down to stock level. I've sorted by Scooter, and then I'm going to go ahead and sort by universe as well. So now we're going to get the Scooter sorting and the universe sorting all in one. These are stocks that are not ranked on our Scooter for various reasons. But when we scroll down a little bit, what we can see are the different groups. So we've got a bunch of large cap stocks here. We've got a bunch of mid caps here and a bunch of small caps here. Now, for me, I really like mid caps. I like trading mid caps, and mid caps as a group right now, as of this filming, are really, really strong. So I'm going to dive into the mid cap group and say, okay, what's working in here? We've got Roku, NCR, Lenovo, Logitech has been a great play this year. Let's dive into Roku. 98.7 on the Scooter. That's a very, very high Scooter. That is fantastic. And what do we see? We see a stock that is incredibly strong, outperforming the total market, which is this top panel here, by 640% over the last 2 years. So an incredibly strong stock here in Roku. But that's complemented again by leadership at the industry group level and leadership at the sector level. So actually that's what these next four panels that I have on my chart look like. This shows the technology sector versus the total market. So how is that sector playing relative to the total market? We can see technology versus VTI, the Vanguard Total Index, moving higher. So again, technology outperforming the market. That's why that line is moving higher. But we already know that because we saw it on the sector summary. That's where we started. Then we go into the industry group level. So here's the industry group, computer hardware versus technology. So the industry group versus the sector. We can see that this industry group, computer hardware, really leading the technology sector overall to the upside. So that's great strength there. And then we can look at Roku versus its industry group. And we can see here that Roku clearly outperforming its industry group, computer hardware. So I like to actually put these four panels on my chart using the price performance indicator and a couple of tricks here. Actually, I'll show you that really quick. We've got a couple of little tricks in here. If you use $ symbol, $ sector, and $ industry, you can pull those into the price performance indicator automatically on your sharp charts. And the same exact thing applies in ACP. I have a very similar setup in ACP for my charts there as well. So again, that sector summary page, we'll go back to it now. A great way to find individual names that are working. It's great for sort of market analysis overall, but also fantastic to find individual names that are outperforming at sort of the sector level, the industry group level, and the individual stock level. So a fantastic stock picking tool, a great one to add sort of to your research toolkit there. Now, there's a menu up at the top of this page as well that you can use. It's a helpful way to sort of jump around within the sector summary. You've got the breadcrumbs. You can always use those. But if you want to jump to different sectors, you can always do that here with this menu. So this is going to show you all of the different sectors, and you can get into any of those specific sectors. So for instance, we were looking at maybe industrials earlier. We can jump right into the industrials sector, and we're getting all of the industry groups here within that industrial sector, and we just kind of jump to it from this menu here. If we want to get back to the very top of the sector summary, you can always hit all S&P sectors. That'll bring you right back up. So a couple of different options there for getting around the sector summary, but a great tool. This is one that I find myself using very, very frequently, especially when you combine it with the panel on your dashboard. I think that's a great way to sort of bring that stuff up, make sure that it's in view every day for you here on the dashboard. If I load that up, I've got the sector summary here in view every day, and then I can easily jump right into it just with that link, and I'm right into it, and I can start diving into the individual sectors and the individual industry groups, which is always a lot of fun. So a great resource here, sector summary, definitely one to explore and hopefully integrate into your toolkit. Now, next up, I want to talk to you about a couple of things that are happening around StockCharts TV really quick. So we're going to go over here to StockCharts TV, of course, our 24/7 streaming channel. We've actually got we've got part of the special up here. There's me talking with Gaddis Roze, my father and co-author. But what's going on right now, I'm going to scroll down the list a little bit, is our end of year special. So up here in the upcoming guests section of the page, you can see we have a ton of great guests listed. Keith Fitzgerald, Mish Schneider, we've got Dave Landry coming on, Dan Russo, Brian Shannon, Andrew Thrasher, so many people. Katie, I'm really excited for Katie's presentation coming up here pretty soon. So lots and lots of guests coming on for these last 2 weeks as part of what we're calling Reflections 2020. So it's our end of year special. We're really digging into 3 different things. We've sort of organized all the speakers into 3 different groups. The first is reevaluating your process. You can see that's playing right now, one of our reevaluating your process episodes that aired yesterday with Gaddis Roze. I sat down with Gaddis, talked to him about how he's looking back at 2020 and sort of evaluating his approach to the markets. That's actually what's playing up here. So go check that one out. That one aired yesterday. But we have a whole bunch of different specials that are airing. That first bucket is reevaluating your process. We also have some specials in here for sector rotation, looking at how the sectors have moved this year, what's worked, what hasn't. So we've got some special guests on that are going to come really dig into those sectors, probably use the sector summary tool, I'm sure. And then last, we have 10 different experts, each bringing their top charting events of 2020. So top technical events, top things that have happened in the markets that have really caught their attention. We've got 10 different analysts coming on to share their thoughts on sort of what the top 10 technical events of 2020 have been. So lots and lots of different guests coming on in the next 2 weeks. We've had a couple of them air this week, and then for the next week and a half, really, as we close out 2020, we're going to have even more guests coming on. So lots to check out there with Reflections 2020. I do want to point out, if you're on this page, again, you can scroll through the upcoming guest list, go look for who's coming on, look through the schedule as well. We'll have replays throughout the year of a lot of that stuff. But if you want to sort of jump over to almost the on-demand side, you can come to this page and scroll down to the bottom. There's a link to our YouTube page, or you can just go to YouTube, look for StockCharts.com there on YouTube. But if you come here, you click the Watch on YouTube link. This is going to take you right over to our YouTube channel, our official YouTube channel. And we've created a special playlist for all of these Reflections 2020 videos. So if you come over here to playlists, you can find the Reflections 2020 playlist there. We will put a link in the description of this video on YouTube. So if you're watching it on YouTube, you're already in the right place. We'll put a link in the description for you. But you can go find that playlist here, Reflections 2020, on YouTube, and browse through all of the different videos that we've got coming out. There'll be more coming out as we get further into this. So a great way to go catch up on all that content over the holidays, over the downtime there. Get caught up on Reflections 2020 and everything that's going on with this end of year special. I'm really excited about it. I've seen previews of some of the content, and it's just been fantastic. So really exciting stuff. Now, before I let you go, I've got this banner up here at the top of the page, and if I get back to our StockCharts.com homepage here, we've got our holiday special going on. I want to let you know our holiday special going on just for another couple of days. We are really in the final period here, but we're giving you 3 free months of StockCharts if you sign up or renew your account right now. So if you're a free user, this really is one of the best times of the year to sign up. You can get 3 free months. Take advantage of all these powerful members only features that we're showing you. The dashboard, better chart customizations, do more, create more, more indicators, faster refresh rates, all that good stuff. Multi-chart layouts now in ACP, so many things going on there, plugins as well. Lots and lots of stuff to take advantage of when you become a StockCharts member. So if you're not a StockCharts member, this is the time to sign up. 3 free months when you do so. Go check that out on our homepage or by visiting StockCharts.com/special. If you're a member, though, you can also renew your account right now, extend it out into the future, and the same deal applies. We're going to give you 3 free months when you renew for 12. So a great deal. You can explore that again on our homepage. Look for it there, or StockCharts.com/special is the best way to get there. So I want to thank you for joining me. Hope you've got something out of this. I know that I use the sector summary all the time in my own approach to the market. So hopefully this is one that you incorporate into your toolkit and really get up and running with pretty quick, because it's a great tool. There's a lot there. And specifically when you're trying to find leading sectors, leading industry groups, and leading stocks within, it's a great stock picking tool to help you find some real sort of deep strength in the names that you're finding. So lots of good stuff there with sector summary, and be sure to check out Reflections 2020 this year as we close out 2020. Lots and lots of good content there from the StockCharts TV team, and so many different analysts coming on the channel. Really exciting stuff. So anyways, we will be back next Friday for another episode of StockCharts in Focus. Again, my name is Grayson Roze, Vice President of Operations here at StockCharts. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you all have a fantastic holiday season, a happy new year, and we will see you soon for another edition of StockCharts in Focus. Thanks again. Chart on, my friends.
Hey, Grayson Roze here with StockCharts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're gonna bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.